So, hello everyone. Hello from the sunny split. My name is Andrej. Okay, maybe this sounded a bit like the Eurosong announcement, but okay, let's continue. My name is Andrej. I'm engineering manager of Booking Backend Tribe and Tequila Tribe. If you want to hear more about it, please join our tech track later on. But today we will be speaking not just about the hybrid working, we will be speaking about the ways of working and pre-corona, during corona, and after corona. So if I ask you, from where do you prefer to work? I believe there will be quite different answers. There will be quite a different answers also from the same person if I ask you these questions 2 years ago or today. Am I right? So if I asked you like 2 years ago, you would say, okay, I definitely prefer to work from my home. I have all the flexibility. I can have more quality time. I will drink coffee with my friends. I will have free lunches. I will have everything. If I ask you today, you would say, okay, maybe that wasn't a really good idea because I'm missing people from the company. But let's start from somewhere. So when this famous guy was popular, if you don't know, it's the famous stage performer, Steve Ballmer, CEO of the Microsoft. Software engineers really didn't have chance to choose from where they will work. There was a strong corporate culture in the world and everybody was working from the offices with the strict working hours, 9 to 5, of course with overtimes. And you lose a lot of time for traveling. Let's say if you live in a bigger city, you will need 1 hour to go to the work, 1 hour to get back from the work. Later on, companies started relaxing a bit and they allowed some certain time of the home office allowance, I would call it. So you had, let's say, during the year, 10 days that you can choose and work from the home. And people really liked it, okay? People really liked it, and that brings us to a completely new movement that happened years ago, actually. It's the movement called digital nomads. So people realize that with the internet, quality internet connection, and if you are working online, you can work from any place in the world. So people preferring to travel and work, they were working from beaches of Thailand, Mexico, even Split. You had even the big organizations that organized the travels and accommodation for the digital nomads that switch the cities every 2 or 3 months. And that sounded like a dream. It was so popular that even we actually built the feature for them called Nomad. You can check it on kiwi.com. That already said something about it, where you can plan, book, and organize your whole nomadic experience, actually. But then the year 2020 came, yeah, and this small thing, I think everybody knows what it is. It's the coronavirus, and suddenly everything but everything stopped. Digital nomad experience stopped because if you were in the Thailand, you need to stay in the Thailand. If you are in the Czech Republic, you need to stay in the Czech Republic because all borders are closed. And all the models of working actually went to full remote, but with one really big problem. It's not full remote from wherever you want. It was full remote from your own home. Working from home was really fun actually at the start. It was, for some people, it was something new, so they didn't went to the offices. They were more relaxed. It was more usual during the meetings to see the whole family members. You can see the sisters, girlfriends, and everyone, to meet everyone during your normal meeting, which was not normal when you were working as a digital nomad or from the company. And we in the KiwiCom organized a lot of team buildings. We organized drink ups, so everything to keep that socializing moment on. Afterwards, people started realizing that yes, it offers me more flexibility. It offers me like zero travel time. I can do everything with the technologies that we will have today. So now we have really good video conferencing softwares that can help us with our plannings, with our retrospectives, with everything. But people started realizing that they started losing a bit of the company culture. So you were not able to go to after work beers. You were not able to have a coffee for a quick chat with someone in the company. You needed first to ask him on the Slack, then to organize the video conferencing, and that was it. While in the office, you would meet him in some place, and you will simply chit chat for the 15 minutes, and you will definitely learn the new things. Now, when we started seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, not just in Kiwi, but everywhere in the world, people started going back to the offices. As JK said, he worked from home, but he is really missing the socializing moment. So that happened for all the people. It's still not normal. You still need to have tests to come to the office. The offices are not full, but we are slowly going there. When you work from the office, as I said, it's much easier to spread the company culture. So to know your teammates personally, to be able to brainstorm with them, to be able to chit chat with them, to learn about the other teams, and you don't need to organize it. You can just walk to another office and to meet the new people. Now, when we see that Corona will fade out, we have now the vaccination. We have cases that are going down in the USA, in the Europe, and everywhere. So as I said, we see the light at the end of the tunnel. We started thinking, why not to connect both worlds? And this is really hot topic actually in all the companies culture-wide. Some of the companies during the Corona said, okay, we will continue to work remotely for the whole time. We will not go back to the offices. We don't need them. This is working. Productivity is good. We also actually had a really good productivity during the Corona times with all the people. But now, as I said, this is a very hot topic, and people started thinking how to connect both worlds. We need to think about it that we already had it before, yeah, as I said. So you were working from the office. When you wanted to do so, you just took the home office and you work from the home. But now certain submodels appear, so they got their names. So if you look at the hybrid work model, you have several submodels. I would call them office-centric, remote-centric, and this one that I call as you wish. For the office-centric model is basically what we already had. So normally is to come to office and work from the office. And when you need it, you will ask your team lead and you will be allowed to take the home office. So pretty much as it was before Corona and as it was after the corporate times. Then you have the remote-centric model. Remote-centric model means that by default, everyone is working from home. When they need, they will come to the office. When they have needs for the socialization, when they have needs to do some team building or anything else, they will come to the office. Third one, as you wish, means it's quite in the individual model. So someone is preferring to be all the time in the office, and someone is preferring to stay at home for the whole time. So not to come to the office at all. The question is which model to choose from those. Third one is the most problematic one because you don't have just the individual contributors, but you have teams. So when you are choosing the model, you need to take in care what are the needs of that individual that is want to do it, and what are team needs. For example, if you have a case, you have a newcomer, a junior engineer, okay, he comes to your team. Everybody in team like to work 3 days in the office, 2 days from home. He decides he prefers to work from home the whole time. He's junior, he's newcomer. He will not learn nothing about the company culture, about your team culture. He will stop other team members because they can chit chat about the problems in the office and solve some things much quicker than doing the video conferencing or some asynchronous like messages. And suddenly you have a problem. So when you are looking at this, it should be more team specific than the individual specific. So you need to leave your teams to agree in which model they will work. As I said, the third one is most problematic, so we will not speak about that. So if they prefer to work from the office and to take the occasional home offices, or they want to work from the home and come to the office just to have the chit chat session, to have plannings or brainstormings. It's about them. So they need to decide how they will work, but they need to be cohesive. So if the team decides they will all work from the office, they will work from the office with occasional, as I said, home offices. When you are working from remote, what's good there? You have a really good focus time, yeah, because nobody is there. If you don't have kids, if you have kids, then you will be definitely an office person. Or if you have a really loud roommate. When you do the individual contribution, so when you have all your tasks ready, everything you know what you need to do, it's totally cool that you work in the remote. When you have the discovery task to do, totally cool to do remote. But what we learned before Corona and during Corona, brainstormings were always best in the office. Okay, we tried, I think, bunch of tools to do the brainstorming properly online. It worked, but never as when you are in the office in the same room and you have a big whiteboard on the wall and you are able actually to speak with the whole team. Planning sessions, if you are work with agile principles, planning sessions are always better in the office or let's even say in the same room with those guys. Retrospectives also, because you will always have one of that silent guys that will not say nothing, and you will be seen just as an icon in your Zoom meeting. And when you have him in the office, everybody will ask him, what do you think? On the Zoom meeting, sometimes you forget about them. So not just Kiwi, but all the companies think that hybrid way of working could work in the future. Strict plans are strictly still not there because Corona is still with us. But when you check like with individuals and teams, they are all to go with the hybrid models. When I spoke with teams, some prefer to work from the office, some prefer to choose the remote-centric time. This was just a quick presentation about the culture of working, actually, not just in Kiwi, but in software and engineering. So thank you. If you have some questions, please shoot it now.
Thank you, Andrej, for your talk. So our first question is, did home offices affect people's productivity?
Actually not. That's a very interesting topic. Actually not. Like first 3 months of the lockdown. So when I'm speaking about the first 3 months, I'm thinking about the March, April, and May of the last year. The productivity when you were measuring it was even higher actually than when the people were working in the office. Then they came pretty straight, like there were no differences there. So it didn't ruin the productivity, but I'm not that sure about the, as I said, brainstormings and new ideas coming. There was a lot of new ideas, but I think we would have even more ideas if we were at least partially in the office. But if you want the simple answer, it did not.
Thank you. Thanks for the energetic talk. Do you think the pandemic ruined the myth of how great the fully remote work is? Are the majority willing to go back to the offices, at least partially?
I did some ad hoc research actually with the teams here, and it's 50-50. 50% wants to come to the offices full time, okay? and 50% of the people want to be more remote centric and come to the offices occasionally. Okay, and I think it partially ruined the myth of how great the fully remote work is, but we need also to think about that people were closed in their houses. They were not actually they were not able to go to the cafes, to walk, to have the socialization. So it's a bit different times than the normal times, I would say. But partially, yes, the myth of remote work is partially ruined.
Great. I'm curious, what about you? Do you prefer office or home office?
Man, I have kids at home, so I prefer office, definitely. For me, focus time at home doesn't mean focus time.
Okay, and we have another question. Are there any concrete metrics you look at to evaluate if the model is working well for the company or for each team?
As I said, it's totally team-based. You can look at the metrics of the productivity, and you need to do a 360s with the people in your team about it. Okay, so if they are happy or not. And this is also a really good question for the team leads, because they need to see it if it's working with their people or not. So to have that part of the emotional intelligence to check, yes, maybe he thinks this is really cool for him to be at home all the time, but I think I need to push him to come and to socialize a bit, because he will be enclosed, actually, he will be enclosed in his own universe. And if you know a bit of psychology, that's not good at all for people, not good at all.
Cool. Okay. And another question, from which KiwiCom office do you work from, Andrej?
As I said, it was like Euro song announcement from Sunny Split.
Excellent. Okay. It seems questions are over, and